Is being courageous and being fearless one and the same? On this episode of Out of the Box, we're going to explore that very topic. I love this topic between courage and fearless because they're often used interchangeably. Even the late, great John Wayne was not without fear. And so his quote is, "Courage is having fear and saddling up anyway." And I think that it is a state that people who claim to be or long to be fearless are really aiming for. Because honestly, it's insane not to have fear in some instances, right? There is a benefit to having fear. It tells you a lot of things, and we've talked about that in past episodes. It tells you that this is important to you. It tells you that there might be danger here. But what it doesn't do, and what courage allows us to do, is still move forward with the fear. It is not ignoring the fear, because fear should not be ignored. It should be listened to. It should be questioned, but it should be listened to. Is this something I should not do, or is this something that just has some consequences that either I believe I can rise above, or that I need to rise above, or that are not dire enough to prevent me from doing this? This is also something I refer to as first kiss living, right? That fear right before that first kiss, that butterflies in your stomach, right? Doesn't mean necessarily that you shouldn't do it, although sometimes it does, but it doesn't necessarily mean don't do it. It just means this is important, right? So there's a little bit of fear, but it's not saying don't do it. Just have the courage to step into that just the same. So being fearless is not something I advocate, and even the lifestyle I lead, I do it with courage. Because I do it that way because I don't do it without fear. There is definitely fear in the way I choose to live my life. There is definitely fear that helps me just make good decisions. It helps me question, is this the right step for me? It helps me make well thought out decisions that are at the benefit of all and not just a little bit or just myself. It is taking the time, and it is fear that allows me to check myself and make sure I'm not just running into a burning building, forsaking everything else and becoming another victim for those I love and care about to then come in and rescue. It allows me to make sound decisions for myself and those around me. It allows me to make sure that I'm making the right moves for those that are going to benefit from what I do. It is making sure I don't make myself an example of what not to do. It is making myself the example of sound judgment and taking that time. And by doing so, I am courageous, but I am not fearless. I do have fear, and when it makes sense, I move forward with my fear and do the best I can to do the right thing at the right time. And that is courage. It is not being fearless. In these days, in these times, we could all use a little bit of courage right now, don't you think? So that's my unconventional thinking for your extraordinary living today. and I hope you'll continue to join me every Tuesday and Out of the Box. Until next week.